Hello, everyone. Sowore treated at Kuje Prison Clinic after sustaining wounds from police brutal attack on court premises, says lawyer. And just for those who do not have the background, know the story on this, is the fact that Sowore was granted bail, and after he was granted bail, the police rearrested him and brutally attacked him, leading to injuries. The police would later come out through the police PRO to defend the nonsense that they have done by saying that, oh, that Nigerians are being mischievous and that usually when a bail is granted, that until you meet the bail terms, you are still kept in custody until that is done. And I remember tweeting on top of that to ask, does that include beating from the police? Because when you have what is being reported is attack from the police in the court premises where the police pounced on him, and there was a particular police officer who was clearly named as the culprit, most especially in beating up Sowore. The question that a lot of Nigerians are asking is that, is it because of the personal vendetta that the IG of police has with Omoyele Sowore that the police are going to all of these excessive ways and means to brutalize Omoyele Sowore? Remember that there has been like a running battle between the IG of police, Egbetokun, and also Omoyele Sowore. And one of them being that Omoyele Sowore has said that the IG of police, and rightfully so, is an illegal IG because he's supposed to have retired a long time ago. But what they have done, and as usual, bastardizing the institutions that we have in Nigeria, is to go and get the act amended in a way that keeps him in office. And we've seen the IG of police, Egbetokun, repeatedly say that he's a Tinubu's boy, he's loyal to Tinubu, and he's going to do anything for Tinubu, because sometimes he said in 1998 or thereabout, there was something that Tinubu did for him that, he will never forget in his life and has moved. And we as a nation, the whole country is being kept here to pay for whatever it is that Tinubu had done for Egbetokun. So Temokun added that Sowore was fine after receiving the treatment. Human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has received treatment for the wound he sustained during the brutal attack by some lawless policemen on the Kuje court premises on Friday. And I think even the court itself should be interested in matters like this. If within the court premises, police that are supposed to be enforcers of law are actually breaking the law, not only breaking the law, but they are also desecrating court premises and beating up people, then the judiciary ought to take this up and do not allow this lying law. The courts are supposed to be like an institution on their own. The grants should be sacred, and it's a place where people should expect justice, and they'll be free from injustice, and that people will not even take their acts upon the court. It's just like when we saw, and I think it was still the same Omoyele Sowore, when the DSS came in and, tried to, they attack him and bundle him out of the court, inside the courtroom. Although I see them saying court premises in this one, but in that case, it was right inside the courtroom. And these are things that should not be accepted even by the judiciary. Sahara reporters learned on Saturday that Sowore was treated at the clinic in Kuje Custodial Center and given anti-tetanus pills to prevent infection, according to his lawyer, Tope Temokun, in a release. Temokun added that Sowore was fine, and this fine is in code because he can't be fined when he's in captivity by the brutal police that we have. And so he said Sowore is fine in court after receiving the treatment. I returned from Kuje prison just now, and Omoyele Sowore was fine after being treated yesterday at the clinic there and given anti-tetanus pills for the wounds he sustained from the police attack yesterday within the precinct of the court, Temokun stated. Temokun also condemned the police denial of rearresting Sowore, questioning whether court orders still hold any meaning for the police in Nigeria. And I think, if I might just add, that indeed court orders don't seem to hold any meaning for them, because the police seem to seem to be showing that they have capacity to go into any court and be able to either buy, obtain, get whatever orders that they want to get in whatever manner. And that's why you see them running repeatedly to certain states and certain courts to be able to get certain orders. We've seen police will leave Abuja, the court in Abuja, and go all the way to Nasarawa to go and get some orders. The judiciary should look into this, and there should be punishment for judges who are found wanting. Sowore was granted bail and was meeting the conditions when police who had laid siege to the court stormed the premises and abducted him again, the lawyers narrated. Sometimes you wonder, between police and terrorists and kidnappers, who is more into this abduction, or is there a competition amongst them to see who we abduct more or who we abduct worse? The position is very clear and simple, he said. Omoyole Sowore stood before the court, was given bail, met the bail conditions, and the magistrate who granted bail was yet to sign. It was still around 11 a.m. Yet the police, who had laid siege on the court since early morning, stormed the court premises to abduct Omoyole Sowore again for the second time. And the bail, if I remember, the bail conditions that were given weren't that difficult. It was a 500,000 bail. They needed to bring NIN. They needed to bring their 3 years tax clearance certificate. They also needed to drop their international passport. So those are not difficult things. I think Omoyele Sowore's international passport is already with either the court or the police anyways. I don't know whether they returned it the last time they collected it from him. Meaning all of these documents are most times they're already there electronically. You just pass it to them, you get it done. But hey, police needed their agenda to agenda, and they did what they did. Temoko raised concerns about safety in the country, even around the court premises. This raises concerns: are the people safe again in this country, even around the court? The lawyers criticized the police attempt to justify their action, calling it anarchy in uniform. For the police PRO to attempt to justify the lawless behavior of their men is most irresponsible. It actually is. To say it was not rearrest but submitting him to the custodial authorities is a show of ignorance or mischief, Temoko stated. He said that Sowore was first arrested on Thursday in front of the Federal High Court, adding that after raising public awareness and realizing they had made an error, trusting that Nigerians would call for account, they diverted and headed to Kuje. On getting to Kuje, before later taking him in, the police authorities first rejected Sowore on the ground that there was no proper documentation, and they had to reverse to hunt for justification. It's a pattern. Power acts first before thinking and before it finds reason to back its action, he revealed. I'm just going to stop here to say to every Nigerian, are we going to continue to allow all of this injustice, all of this abuse of power to continue to happen? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.